So, man, they ask man, what music do you do in your country, man? And I said, my country, we do high life. And say, then go and tell your people to polish their high life, because, that's the only way that, you guys can get recognized. Recognize. You get high life, you get high life, you go chase this thing. Other people, them agenda. Only Ghana. If we hear say Banku come, we want chop. Fufu come, we want chop. Plantain chips, we want chop. Ashawo small, we want chop. Hook up girls, we want chop. Everything, we want chop. Choppers, we don't get chopper. This thing here, you see Ghana, will continue to be late always, because the reason why we are always late is that nobody wants to learn from anybody. Sometimes I keep telling people that we've been in the industry, you understand me? We did the industry before. There's Sarkodia and the Stone Boy them and every. Me, I'll be the last Methuselah. The last Methuselah for the new generation. Father God, I thank you that today you have shamed these people who sit on TV. Like Arnold. This is your nonsense all for you TV. Right now they say high life, where I can talk, where they talk nonsense. Sometimes they read newspaper by heart. Arnold. Like I want to slap you for that place. Like that I want to slap you. Like today, like they redeem me. Can't date there, can't they talk? So can't date there. Right now, the Ghanaian where they say, when they watch Ghana music, they see Ghana music like what did they see? Peter Tosh gets some song, he say, only one time they will change my identity. So they want to change my identity. Musically. Go listen to that song. Your identity be very important. Your identity. What do they identify, or how do they identify Ghanaian musicians? Oh, these are just some musicians, they want to travel and system playing. Some other ones who just, take pictures and, chop some gas. You know how to chop gas. I'm not.
So the person Shatta Wale is ranting about there is Arnold Asamoah Baido, who is a Ghanaian entertainment journalist who has been critical of Shatta Wale over the years. As a matter of fact, these two have had back and forth. And these two have had it in for each other in the last 2 years or so. So I want you to take a look at an exchange between these two on a television in Ghana, where these two almost went at it and almost came to blows at each other.
I stated fact, and I still maintain that Shatta Wale is one of the most inconsistent and confused artists.
Arnold, you are being childish. Arnold, see, we are on TV. Behave yourself. I'm telling you that. I am giving you an opportunity to talk like somebody who wants to build a music industry. You see this kind of nonsense stuff. If you say I'm confused, Arnold, have you bought a house before? Arnold, you buy a house before? No, with all your blogging, have you bought a house before?
Confusion is part of our lifestyle.
Don't talk about confusion. Arnold, the money on you no see some before. So also share. Should tell me how it is. See, we should do 50 pesos no. See, before splashing better, don't do that. Don't say share. Arnold, don't say share. Why I for beg you? Because you don't be anybody. You don't be anybody. Uno. If I'm talking about. If you don't be I for beg you say people say no. I for beg you say do wetin. I for beg you say do wetin. I be your boy. Meet up your boy. No, I be your boy. Meet up my boy. You see me say I be your boy. What's that? I for beg you say I do wetin. You see me say I be your boy. You be your boy. I be your boy.
You can see that testy exchange between the two of them. And the argument has always been from Arnold that Shatta Wale is inconsistent and confused, because 1 minute he is praising Ghanaians for their effort within the music industry, and the next minute he is criticizing Ghanaians. And his argument is that Ghana should move the music industry forward. This is Arnold's argument. and not just focus them and pigeonholed in one music genre. Shatta Wale, on the other hand, his argument has been that Ghana needs to focus on its own music, which is high life, and not copy Nigerians with Afro beats. And that is Shatta Wale's argument. And I have to agree with Shatta Wale on this. I have been one person also that has been critical of Shatta Wale in the past. But on this particular one, I agree with him. He was right the entire time when he was criticizing Ghana for not just focused on one particular music genre, which has been their own music, high life. And this goes to my point that Ghana has really struggled with identity crisis. Over the years, Ghanaian artists have really struggled with what type of music they want to pursue. And so we've found and we've seen Ghanaians really dabble in a lot of things. Afro beats, reggae dancehall. And I'm going to come to the point of reggae dancehall because even while we're excited about and everyone is celebrating this new music category by the Grammys, it is also notable to point out that this also excludes a lot of Ghanaians' top artists, one of which is Shatta Wale also, who is a dancehall artist, reggae dancehall artist, and the likes of Stonebwoy, as well as Black Sharif and Sakodi. So these artists have not really maintained a true identity when it comes to Ghanaian music, which is high life. These artists have really ventured out to other genres like dancehall and rap. And so I'm going to come to that point later on. And so the argument has always been that Ghana has struggled with really finding their own identity. I want you to take a look at Apietus, who is a Ghanaian musician, really break this down at a Ghanaian radio station.
Yeah, we've chanced on your article on Ghana Web. You're talking about reasons why Ghanaian music isn't getting global recognition. Now, first and foremost, I want to find out from you this morning, what do you mean by global recognition?
Okay, you see, music-wise, I mean, in Ghana, if you go outside Ghana, I think Black Stars is more known than, our music stage here in Ghana. What it is we in Ghana, what kind of music is that represents us out there? What kind of music is representing us out there? When you say Jamaica, reggae comes to mind. Are you getting my point? The moment you say hip hop, America comes to mind. If you say dancehall, Jamaica comes to mind. The moment you say Afrobeat, Nigeria comes to mind. You don't have to mention any name of any artist from Nigeria. Just say, Charlie, Afrobeat, where does it originate from? You hear people say Nigeria. You get about 90 people saying, oh, it's Nigeria. Meanwhile, we started it from here. My problem is we should have our roots. The moment somebody says Azonto, we had Azonto. It was worldwide. Everybody should say, oh, Azonto is from Ghana. Straight. With something to represent us out there. Yes, once in a while, someone will make a big hit and then it will go there. And yes, then you see that most of their fans are from Nigeria. The Nigerians are also making noise about that particular song. So there's this, notion that Afrobeat is for Nigeria. It's not even for African. There's that notion out there, whether we like it or not. Ask any white guy who doesn't really know much and say Afrobeat, where does it come from? He will say Nigeria. Because they have caught that niche for themselves. So what is it? What is Ghana represented by? Remember, say which music represents Ghana out there or is selling Ghana out there? They will start mentioning names like, oh, Black Sharif. They will not mention any genre. They will say, oh, Kamido. Yeah. No, that's not what I want. I want a situation where I say, Charlie, where does dancehall originate from? Dancehall is still being banging in Jamaica. They are still doing it. They are still doing reggae. So what are we represented by out there, music-wise? Not artists.
What genre best fits us?
We had a high life, we have Azonto, and we left it. Nigerians tried to take it, we were making noise, hey, it's out. Then they left it for it, then we also took it and put it back down. we have to have something. I don't really mind what it is, but we have to have something that they make you mention that name, that genre. Everybody will be like, oh, he's from Ghana, straight.
So you heard what he said in terms of Ghana doesn't have an identity. And he goes on by saying that when you think of certain music genres, there are people that come to mind. When you think of hip hop, that's American music. When you think of dancehall, reggae dancehall, that's Jamaican music. When you think of Afrobeat, that's Nigerian music. And he talked about how anyone you ask this question, even when you ask white people this question, they'll tell you that's Nigerian music. So it has always been clearly understood by most people within the industry that Afrobeat, with or without the S, is Nigerian music, period. And you heard him talk about how Ghana had Azonto, which I have to agree that Azonto was a big thing for Ghanaians. It was really big. And they could have developed that. However, it goes to the identity crisis that I've talked about. I started with in this video that Ghana has struggled with the identity crisis for a long time. Not knowing where they fit in or what they want to represent themselves as. Even with music that we're seeing right now. And so this is why a lot of Ghanaians are grappling with this. And they're now pointing fingers at each other. And you hear the likes of Shatta Wale saying that I've been saying this all along, that Afrobeat is not our music, it's Nigerian music. We should have focused on our own music. So then that brings me now to this artist who clearly aren't going to win the Grammys because of the type of music they produce, which has not been their music. So when you look at the likes of Stonebwoy and even Shatta Wale, who built his career on dancehall music. Dancehall is reggae music. So Shatta Wale now, when he releases his songs and his music will not be recognized under the best African music category. It will be recognized under reggae. He's going to have to go up against the likes of Sean Paul, Buju Banton, Spice, and many of the greats within the Jamaican culture. And the likelihood that Shatta Wale is going to beat any one of those people is just slim to none. It's not going to happen. Because Shatta Wale's songs and music are dancehall music, which Ghana doesn't own dancehall music. This is clearly Jamaican's culture. And the same thing with Stonebwoy, who's also a dancehall artist. So you kind of see the issue. And then you have all the other artists like Sarkodie, who raps mostly in his music. And where are you going to place Sarkodie? Sarkodie will have to be placed with hip-hop artists and rappers and Black Sherif. Where do you place this artist? Because these artists aren't going to be placed under the music category Best African Music Performances based on the subcategories that we've all seen. Yes, they may add to it, but for now, the subcategories don't include rap or dancehall in it. So those Ghanaian artists who have built their careers off of other people's music genres, where are they going to be placed? They have to be judged and classified or measured against those other artists. So Sarkodie and Stonebwoy will have to be put under hip hop and rap and measured up against the likes of Jay-Z, 50 Cent, or 50 Cents, and hip hop artists. And do you really think that he's going to be able to measure up against those artists? No. Likewise, do you really think Shatta Wale is going to measure up against reggae artists? No. So these guys are not going to win Grammys. Now, we shouldn't measure our standard based on Western awards or Western categories of classification. No. And we haven't. And we shouldn't start now. Because before the Grammys came, before the Grammys discovered Afrobeat was a huge music genre. Afrobeat, like many other African music, have totally taking the whole world by storm without the Grammys or any other Western platform endorsing it. So they're actually late to this whole thing. And so, again, as a reminder, I don't think Africa or African artists should ever measure their success or the value of their craft based on some award show in the West. However, if you ask most artists if they want to be recognized for their music, they'll tell you yes. Every artist, whether it's a music artist or an actor, wants to be recognized. And the way they want to be recognized is by prestigious award shows out there. So while I can tell you that the Grammys doesn't matter, the Grammys matters a lot, especially to artists. What the Grammys have done is recognize different countries and their efforts for their music, which has always been my argument, and the way it should have been is that every country needs to be recognized and not one music genre represent the entire African continent. So Afro beats, with and without the S, is Nigerian music. And so the Grammys recognizes that and they affirm that, which is why they created a subcategory for based on countries and their own music. And now High Life and Ghanaian drill is attributed to Ghana, which is why I and many other Nigerians are excited about this, because this is historic for us. And no longer are we going to be battling out or arguing the idea that Afrobeat is not a music genre that represents Africa, but a music genre that's Nigerian music genre. And everyone has always known this. So now we're seeing everyone coming out of the woodwork with finger pointing, with "I told you so," right? But that's not the argument you've been hearing in the last few years, is that most of these people have been behind closed doors and allowing that false narrative kind of go along, which is that Afrobeat is a Ghana and Nigerian venture, and that is not true and has never been true. And so now you're seeing them coming out pointing the finger and saying, "Oh, I told you so." And I've always said it, that Afrobeat is Nigerian. Ghana needs to build its own music, and that is the truth. Ghana needs to build its own music and not stop latching on the success of others. So anyway, I want to thank you all for joining me on this. Let me know what your thoughts are. Please make sure you like, share, and subscribe to this channel, and I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.